Hey guys, it's Sandra here again, ready for another great wellness topic. So, last week we talked about our New Year's resolutions, setting some of those goals for ourselves related to health and wellness. So, if you're like a lot of people out there, one of those goals might be to lose weight. I am definitely in that camp. So that's what today's topic is going to be. I want to talk about some healthy ways to lose weight and really to kind of incorporate things into a lifestyle. So making these lifestyle changes. So I'm not going to talk about like any specific diet or trend that's kind of going on now or anything like that. I'm not here to promote, Weight Watchers or, whatever it is. But I do want to talk about some tips and ways that you can just kind of incorporate these things into your life and, ultimately help you to lose that weight. So, kind of along the lines of that is thinking about it as something that is very personal and individual to you. So, there's this theory out there called bioindividuality. And basically, it just means that all of us are different. So, what kind of diet or lifestyle, way of eating that works for me and helps me lose weight may not work for you, may not work for my husband. And also throughout our lives, these things change, right? So depending on, your age. So what worked for me 5 years ago may not work for me now and may not work for me even 1 year down the road. So kind of keep that in mind as you're, maybe experimenting with different things, or especially like when you talk to people and somebody says, oh, I did the keto diet and it was awesome and I felt great and I had this great energy and I lost a ton of weight, and then you try it and you're miserable. Like that might just happen. So kind of keep that in mind. It also all just kind of depends on you personally, your background, like your ethnicity, your gender, your age, what's going on in your life. So kind of your like emotional and mental state too can really play a big role on your weight loss. So kind of keep all of those things in mind as we talk through some of the different things that we're going to talk about here today. So several tips for you in terms of weight loss and kind of creating this healthier lifestyle that will help you to maintain it. The first one that I always like to tell people is not to go with anything that's like way too extreme. So nothing that you can't reasonably maintain for a long period of time. So I think there's, things that come to mind are like there was that grapefruit diet at some point and the cabbage soup diet and, weird things like that where you cannot maintain it for the long term and it's just way too extreme. You're not getting the nutrients that your body needs. You're not getting the calories that you need, all of that kind of stuff. So be very leery of those kinds of things. I'm sure they work in the short term, but it's really probably going to do a lot more to damage your metabolism than it is to help you in the long term. So keep that in mind. The other thing that I like to tell people, and this is definitely one that you have to kind of think about your personality and just know yourself, but I find that most people do better if they're not being overly restrictive in terms of what they can eat. So I know there are some people out there who, if you give me a little piece, I'm going to take a mile. So they just know like, hey, I cannot stray at all. But for most people, I feel like you kind of need a little something every so often to keep you going and to make you feel like you're not completely depriving yourself. So, maybe you have that little bit of a treat every so often. And every so often does not mean every day. So keep that in mind. Maybe it's a special Saturday afternoon thing and you have, just a little piece of something or, whatever it is. So kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes that kind of helps you keep going throughout the week as well to say, okay, I have this to look forward to. The other tip that I have for you is don't bring things into the home that are going to be tempting for you. So I just mentioned, like every so often, have that little bit of a treat. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel bad, but just have it and move on. So a really great tip for that then is don't have it at home. Go out somewhere, go to a restaurant and have that little bit of dessert. Split that dessert with someone, even better. Go to the bakery or, whatever it is. You have that little bit, you enjoy it there, and then there's no leftovers. Nothing is at home to tempt you. So don't make that whole pan of brownies when you're thinking, oh, I'll just have one piece. You're not only going to have one piece. But if you go somewhere and you just have that one small portion, you're done and there's nothing left to tempt you. So that's really something great to keep in mind. Another really great tip is to focus on adding more things into your diet versus thinking about the things that you have to take away from your diet, right? Everybody wants to be able to eat more and different kinds of things, right? So really think about what you can add in. So the two biggest things that I would say to focus on adding in if you're trying to lose weight, number one is water. Most of us don't drink enough water. And number two is vegetables. So both of these things are going to help you to feel really nice and full throughout the day, so you're not going to be eating as much. So the idea is to crowd out the bad stuff by bringing in more of the good stuff. So when you think about water, aim for half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking a minimum of 100 ounces of water. With vegetables, just try and increase it as much as you can. Go for 3, 4, 6 servings of vegetables a day. And that's going to really help you to feel more full with fewer calories. So it's very nutrient dense and low in calories, and that's really ideal when you're looking at losing weight. I would say third on that list is fruit. Obviously, there's more sugar, which is why I don't put it kind of in my top two, but it's definitely not a bad thing, especially when you're thinking, oh, I might have, a dessert or chocolate or a bag of chips or whatever it is. The fruits are obviously a much better choice. You're getting a lot of really great nutrients, antioxidants, fiber, all of that really great stuff. And the sweetness oftentimes, especially once you kind of get used to it, I'm not going to lie, at first you're probably still going to prefer the chocolate, but you get a little more used to the taste of it, and often that can be just enough sweetness to get you through a craving instead of having that chocolate or whatever else it was that you were craving. So keep that in mind. The last one other thing that I almost forgot to mention. So think about the purpose of whatever it is that you're eating. So think about, if you're having a piece of meat, what is the purpose of it? It's probably for that protein. The protein is going to help fuel your muscles for your workouts, for your everyday life, whatever it is. If you're having some carbs, the purpose of that is to give you energy to get you through your day. So kind of think about it that way versus thinking about like the emotional aspect of why you're eating something. The other thing too is think about why you're eating something at different times of day. So again, take out that emotional piece of it and really think, okay, if the purpose of carbohydrates is to give me energy, do I need more carbohydrates at night if I'm not doing as much? Now, if you work out at night or things like that, yes, you're definitely going to need those carbs. So just kind of think about when you're eating what types of foods to make sure that it's really fueling you for what you're actually doing in that time frame, during that part of the day. The last couple of things I want to mention are around involving other people. So one is tell other people that you're trying to lose weight. We talked about this when we talked about just talking about our general goals for the year and New Year's resolutions and sharing them with other people. But tell other people that you're trying to lose weight. That will not only help to keep you accountable, they're going to ask you, hey, how's that diet going, Sandra? And you want to be able to tell them you're succeeding, you're doing great at it. But it also will help them to be able to kind of guide you along and help you along. So maybe you're going out to lunch with a friend. If they know that you're trying to lose weight, they're not going to recommend a place with really fabulous desserts. They're going to help you to find a really great, healthy option. if they're the people that truly love you. So hopefully you have those fabulous people around you in your life. My last tip is just get help if you need it. Don't feel like you have to be in this alone, right? There is, weight loss is like $1 billion industry, right? There's a million things out there, and experiment with things, try different things, see what works for you, talk to other people and see what things are all about to really feel like, okay, is this the right option for me? And get professional help as well. There's registered dietitians out there, there's health coaches out there, there's, places like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. There's all of these really great people and organizations out there ready to help you. I am also here to help you. So please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. Ask me any questions. I am always more than happy to give any advice that I can to help you through your weight loss journey and to help you specifically, through any struggles that you might be having or things like that. So email me, call me, text me, whatever it is, I am always more than happy to help. And let's help each other. So comment on this post and share what you're doing to lose weight, or maybe what you've done in the past to help you lose weight, what has worked for you, so that it can hopefully help other people. So I hope this was really helpful. If you have any questions, comments, definitely post them below, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.